if you talk about the issues, he's having off the pitch, I mean, the allegations and the accusations that he's facing and all of that, I feel like if it turns out that none of them is true, and the media has spoken about it extensively and propagated this story, it goes a long way to hurt Thomas Partey more, with his family life, his mental health. So personally, I don't want to look at the issues, okay? I don't want to look at the accusation. I don't want to look at that. I want to come at this from a different perspective, and that is, as a Ghana Black Stars player, Thomas Partey has been a key member of the Ghana Black Stars. Okay, he is. I mean, when you look at the Ghana Black Stars lineup in about the last 5, 6, 7, even go as far as back to the last year, when you look at the lineup of the Ghana Black Stars and you look at the midfield of the Ghana Black Stars, it's always one name that is constant, and that is Thomas Partey's name. Thomas Partey at a point was partnered up with Kevin Ashimeru, right? He's partnered up with, currently he's partnered up with Kwesi Sibo, but at a point he's also partnered up with Ibrahim Baba Idrisu. He's also partnered up with, a whole lot of players. Kwesi Chre. Players have come and gone, but Partey always seems to remain constant. That's it. That goes to tell us that he's a very key member, a very important player for the Ghana Black Stars. The last World Cup we went, he was there, assistant captain of the team when Jordan Ayew is not on the field of play. He's that important for us. Now, with his issues, again, I'm not going to go into the issues. I'm not going to touch on that, okay? Because, I feel like if all this turns out to be false, the media in going on and speaking on and about it have just contributed to tarnishing and just destroying this fine person's image. So, and if it turns out to be true to it's a dicey thing, it's a quagmire. I don't want to get into that. So I want us to talk about his state of mind. I want us to talk about how this would affect him on the field of play when June comes around and the Black Stars report to the USA to play the FIFA World Cup, a tournament that globally is revered, a tournament that Ghanaians love so much, a tournament that is so dear to the hearts of many footballers, including the Ghana Black Stars players. Now, as the Ghana Football Association and Ghanaians in general, as Ghanaian football fans, should we be worried about Thomas Partey's ability to deliver for the Black Stars come June with all the issues he's having, or should we not be worried? Let me start off there before we talk about the other aspects of it.
Manuel, once again, good morning to our lovely listeners out there.
Yeah.
And happy chocolate day to us as well. Thomas Partey's issue and stuff, whether he's going to be in his right frame of mind to play for the Black Stars, Partey will go to the World Cup and Partey will go and deliver. You
think he won't be affected by the issues he's having?
No.
Okay.
If the moment he was granted a conditional bill somewhere August 2025, he went to sign for Villarreal. He's playing. He's one of the best midfielders Villarreal has ever encountered.
Is he playing in Villarreal though?
With the less number of minutes he has played. He's performing better than Komisanya and Papi Gaye and the rest. Okay. So this is a guy who has built a very strong mental fortitude over the years. He knows that if this thing comes up, I'm going to fight it hard through the way. And looking at his posture, his demeanor, you know that man is clean. It's just some shared allegations that has been thrown towards him, and at the end of the storm, the sun will never forget to shine. So I believe Thomas Partey will be a very, very, very instrumental key member in that Ghana World Cup squad. He's going to stay focused psychologically and mentally and everything. Partey is going to deliver. Of course, he carried us on his shoulder somewhere in Abuja in the 2022 World Cup qualification where we played 1-1 and qualified based on away goals. This is the man who I can boldly and confidently say that if you look at the era of Michael Essien and Stephen Appiah's era, Partey can be the only one that can fit into that team in this current Black Stars generation.
Okay. Partey
can be the one I could set it. So he knows what is at hand. He knows what he needs to do as a deputy captain for the senior national team, and he's going to deliver. Looking at his stats at the World Cup, that he has been to World Cup only once. There's a 2022 World Cup. He did everything. Of course, the entire team did not live up to the expectation that we all wanted it to be. But Partey in terms of interceptions, in terms of ball recoveries, in terms to third passes and ball progression, no midfielder in that Ghana national team setup, Black Stars setup, was able to beat Partey in those key performances. So he plays very instrumental. It's just that he, when it comes to Black Stars, he's being given a more defined role that limits him a lot.
Mike, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I don't want us to even go that deep. We'll come there later. But basically, I just wanted to hear your thoughts on whether or not you think he will be able to deliver with all that.
He would deliver.
Okay. Good, thank you. And while you were saying that, weirdly, I just noticed that you're looking rather sharp. You got a haircut. Wow.
Oh my God.
Must be the National Chocolate Day.
Oh my God.
Okay.
My mama brought me up. Oh my God.
All right, let me go to Kelvin. Yeah. I'm celebrating National Chocolate Day.
You can see from
he's
his
a patriot. He's a patriot. Yeah, he loves Ghana so much. He got a haircut all for National Chocolate Day. Okay, so Kelvin, speak to me now. Let me come to you. So, do you think the issues Partey is having off the pitch would affect him when he reports for the Black Stars at the World Cup, or do you think you wouldn't even notice?
All right. First, I would like to say, if history counts, then I think it's a good omen for Ghana. Okay. And why do I say this? 1980 Italian striker, their best player at that time, called Paolo Rossi, was banned for match fixing. They call it the Toto match fixing. The what? The Toto.
Can you please put that in quotes?
Match fixing.
To some sebi for me.
And for 1 year, he was, back and forth at court, denying that he was in part. They banned him for 3 years, and later they reduced the ban to 2 years. 1982 World Cup, Italy went to the World Cup as nobody. Like, they weren't counted. Their best player has not played active football for close to 2 years. They went and they beat every team there to win the World Cup. Okay. And that 1982 World Cup was something that Brazilian teams, I remember writing an article about it where Brazil, Socrates, may so rest in peace, said it was the most cruel World Cup for them because they believed that that particular Brazilian team was the best Brazilian team ever assembled. Okay. But that's when Italy actually announced themselves that they were the real definition of Catanaccio football. Okay. Playing hard football. So 1994 to Maradona was banned for cocaine, and he went there. First 2 games he put in extraordinary performance. Okay. Until that second game, he was also tested for another drug, and unfortunately they found ephedrine in his blood, so he was banned. Okay. So from this, if we should put it into context with Partey, then I can say he will go to the World Cup in a better state of mind. Okay. But personally, I think it depends on the player. Okay. How are you? Because November, that's when actually you like the hearing will be held
for the other 5 charges. But apparently he has to be in court in March for the recent 2 additional charges that he's
exactly. So I think it depends on him. If he goes, I doubt they will say, okay, don't go to the World Cup. But also I think it depends on him. Okay. I agree with my colleague here when he said Partey is probably the most integral part of our midfield. Okay. Without him, I'm thinking who can play that role. Is it Sibo and Ashimiro? Are these two good enough to face the likes of Modric or Bellingham and things in the World Cup? Yeah. Partey actually gives us hope, that we have a controller that can. So I think personally it depends on the player. But knowing that Shaman boy who actually, went to Europe without informing anybody, went there, stayed there, passed his trials before he called even his parents to tell them that, I'm in Europe. He's strong mentally, and I'm sure he can deliver for us.
Okay. Thank you, guys. So my second question is, as the Ghana Football Association, right? And I'm talking about the leading sports institution in the football institution in the country, right? They have all the final say in the final authority. They manage all our national teams, and women national team, men's national team, under 20s, junior national teams, and whatever. But basically, everything the Black Stars is on the merits or on the purview of the Ghana Football Association. Should the Ghana Football Association be doing more, to help Partey, and in what form should this more, look like? I mean, if you're GFA and you know how integral this player is to your national team, and you know the issues he's facing currently off the pitch, what should you, as GFA, as this institution, with all this power? I mean, I'm sure the GFA has its own legal, team, a team of lawyers and all of that. Should they be looking to maybe lend a helping hand, try to reach out to him? How's the case going? Coordinate with the legal team of Thomas Partey, that is currently based in the UK. His legal team are based in the UK, and all of that. Should the GFA be doing more to help Thomas Partey, given how important he is to the Black Stars?
I think a lot may be going on behind the scenes that we are not privy to.
Okay.
So I can't say the GFA should be laudable outside on the case of Thomas Partey. I think probably playing behind the scenes role is what is the best kind of thing to do at this particular point in time, because
I mean, Mike, just to add, I know that the manager of the Black Stars, Otto Addo, paid a visit to Partey quite recently when he moved to Villarreal.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can talk about that. He's part of the GFA, right? Yeah. He was appointed by the GFA. So yeah. Go on.
So a lot of things are going on behind the scenes, and for me, my instinct has always been this: right, that boy from Ashama no the carry last.
Okay.
We are all going to rally behind him and let him know that Charlie, forget everything and move on and stay focused. Okay. So GFA, Ghana Football Association, I'm sure, with the likes of the GFA president Ketu Kweku, they are doing marvelous things behind the scenes for Partey, and I'm sure very soon, when the dust is settled, we are going to hear positive news from that. But forget about those 2 charges that has been added to what he's currently facing.
Yeah, we can't really say that. I don't want us to comment on it.
We can't really say that, but I'm not commenting on it. But it is part of it. Without it, there is no issue.
I want us to talk about the domino effect and things about.
They know that Ghana Blaster will beat England, so they want to frustrate our mail for that, but they lie.
Conspiracy, I mean. Okay, let me go to Kelvin now. Kelvin, same question.
Personally, I would say, from the past, GFA, Ghana Football Association, is a body that is very keen on image right, and also how people perceive them. They are very disciplined.
Okay.
And why would I say this? 2014, they were able to make a very bold and difficult decision when they sacked the likes of Suleiman Ali Muntari and Kevin Prince Boateng from the camp for doing certain stuff that wasn't, good for the image of Ghana.
Okay.
So personally, I would say they are very tactical about this. They are not coming outside to protect or say that we are backing you because of the image, that they want to protect. And also, as like you said, the GFA, the coach went toured around Europe to see some of the key players, and I'm sure some of the conversations that he would have with a player like Partey is also giving reassurances that we are with you. So I think that's, from my point of perspective, that's what they can do. At least they should be distant enough so that it can protect the image of the whole of Ghana. Because I remember football fans trying to throw us now for protecting, sorry for my words, a rapist. There were things.
But that's just wrong, though.
Exactly.
Until it is proven in the court of law, we can't really call him that.
Exactly. But
right? Nobody should be able to call him that.
Exactly.
And that's the point.
Exactly. But football
at the moment, as it stands right now, Partey has not been proven to be anything of the sort. Right? So Partey is an innocent man until he's proven guilty. So we have to. And I know it's hard for people to understand, but you have to treat him accordingly. You have to treat him like the innocent man he is until a court defines or finds that he is guilty of the things he's been accused of. But again, let's not go.
And it's very difficult for players. I hope Partey beats the norm. Because there have been players who have been falsely accused of things like what maybe Partey has been accused of.
I mean, the ones that come to mind, it came to light like it was all like I'm talking about the Benjamin Mendy, formerly of Manchester City. Neymar himself went through something similar. Apparently, if it wasn't for the fact that Neymar's laptop was recording conversations, he would have been in hot water when that happened. But again, I don't want us to go into the details of the accusations and all of that.
But I'm just trying to say, I get that we should protect him, and I get where, you know, you said he's not proven innocent until he's not proven guilty until, you know,
he's innocent until proven guilty.
Because it's very hard for players to come back, you know, once they have been accused. Like you said, the Neymars, we have players like Jack Diamond, people don't even remember him again. Ched Evans. We have players like Joseph Amwako, you know, who in Sweden was falsely accused. Within years, he was able to acquit himself. And, you know, before that, once you have been tagged or labeled as this kind of person, you know, you cannot come back. So I side with you that somehow, some way, if his club teams or if his club team will not side with him, like how I believe that the GFA and the Black Stars, regardless of anything, they should side with him and take him to the World Cup. And once maybe he plays the World Cup and November is acquitted, then maybe he can, you know, beat that.
I mean, I don't have a doubt in my mind that Partey would go to the World Cup. I mean, he still plays at the club, a club that perhaps do not owe him any ounce of loyalty. The Ghana Black Stars does, because he's a national of the country. So I have no doubt in my mind that Partey will be part of the team that goes to the World Cup. That is not under discussion. But we are looking at, you know, when he comes and he's part of the team, would he be able to, you know, perform, you know, and at the level we expect of him, you know, and all of that. That is where we are looking at this from. And you guys have said that, you know, looking at his background, the way he even made it to Europe in the first place, it speaks to a strong mentality, you know, and that all that will not affect him. And that is where I want us to, you know, limit the conversation to. So, I guess we'll probably end the Partey discussion here, because it looks like all of you agree that Partey would come good for the Black Stars at the World Cup, right, Michael?
Party.
And the GFA, to, you know, as far as supporting and helping him, they are probably doing, in your opinions, what they could do as FA, right? Okay. So we will probably end the Partey discussion here now, right? Okay. So as you know, after every discussion, after consuming an agenda on our list, we have to take a music break, then come back to continue. So we'll take our first music break, and then we'll come back to continue the discussion. And we will come back from the break. We'll go straight to Europe. Remember, we'll talk about Arsenal dropping points midweek against Brentford. Arsenal drew 1-1 with Brentford in the English Premier League this midweek, and they cut down their point gap from Manchester City from 6 to 4 points. And so the question we are going to be asking, and what we'll be talking about, is, are Arsenal going to be bottling this English Premier League title race?
Generational bottle.
Like they have in the past. Okay, so we are back after this one.
Z 101.9 FM.
someone to call my own. Me and I make yeah. Now I found someone to sit on my throne. Oh, my friend, no him, I'm not so friend me or him. I don't be me to be honest, you. Boy, yeah, me mau be janga me yet, yeah. Engozi said, but better santi memory. But to my shame, me no one when them near Senia me, I know. When them near Senia me, I know. When them near Senia me, I know. Me baby, I say, me better don't go, me better don't go. It's your evening, me no be a. Me baby, I say, me better don't go, me better don't go. But do you wait, me don't see no yeah. Me baby, I say.
Okay, today being National Chocolates Day in Ghana, and you know, Valentine's Day elsewhere, everywhere in the world. Yeah, I figured you'd probably appreciate some love songs, you know, some love tunes. So that was Akwabua featuring Sina. So with Mebabias, it's Medon Kwan. Yeah, Medon Kwan. Okay, for the couples, that one's for the couples out there, you know. Hope you enjoy that one. Yeah. Who says sports shouldn't be fun? Again, I keep asking that. Who says sports should not be fun and entertaining and relaxing? You know, it's raining. You should be out there relaxing, enjoying some good music while we do some sports. You feel me? Yeah. So that's exactly what we are offering to you on the Weekend Sports Rally Show on Z11.9 FM. So we are back. Okay, we are back from the break. So guys, Arsenal. Let's talk about Arsenal now. So midweek, Arsenal played their English Premier League game against Brentford. They went away to Brentford, and the best they could come up with was a 1-1 draw, right? That is the best Arsenal could do against Brentford in midweek. Okay, so the question, I guess, yeah, as I already mentioned, the question on my mind is Arsenal and Mikel Arteta gonna be doing this thing we've seen them do, you know, in the previous, 3 seasons, where they will be on top of the EPL table from the beginning. Then when it's getting to the end, you know, when we are in May thereabouts, then before you see they start drawing and losing games, and Manchester City overtakes them and win the EPL title. I mean, they've been second for 3 consecutive seasons, for crying out loud. That has to be something. So yeah, for those of you streaming on Facebook, again, we are streaming on Facebook on Z11.9 FM. You just have to go to your Facebook and then type Z11.9 FM, and then you find a live stream of this program on Facebook. And then on YouTube, yeah, if you go to YouTube, ZFM 11.9, then you would find also our stream of this program. Yeah, so there is an image projected on our live stream. That is the team sheet for the Arsenal Brentford game, right? So Brentford started with a usual 4-2-3-1. Igor Thiago as the lone striker, Lewis Porter, the goal scorer, equalizer. He equalized the goal for Brentford around the 73rd minute. Yeah, and then Noni Madueke got the first goal for Arsenal. And yeah, that was equalized by Lewis Porter. So Lewis Porter got the goal, and then they had Johnson, their captain, sitting behind Thiago. He got Thiago. Then Ouattara out on the right wings, and then a double pivot of Yomolek and Janet. Yeah. And then Henry, Ajay, Van der Beng, and Kayode are the fullbacks. And then Callagher, the former Liverpool goalkeeper, Callagher was in goal for them. And then for Arsenal, David Raya, who I think, by the way, should have won the man of the match in that game because he was quite superb. Look, if it wasn't for David Raya, I think Arsenal would have lost that game. So David Raya started in goal for Arsenal. Hensipe, Gabriel Magalhaes, and then Mosquera were the centre-back paired, and then Jurien Timber was the right-back, and Declan Rice, Zubimendi, the double pivot in midfield, and then Leonard Trossard was the left winger, and then Eze started ahead of Odegaard as the number 10, and then Madueke, the right-back. Yes, Saka was given a rest there too, and then Victor Gyökeres was the number 9 for Arsenal in that game. Guys, so when you look at the Arsenal team, clearly, it tells you that Mikel Arteta decided to rest some of his key players. So Bukayo Saka, for one, who is usually a starter in this game, was given some rest in that game. He came on later on in the game, as you can see from the team sheets. Martin Odegaard also didn't start. He's also a starter. He didn't start. He was given a rest on the bench, and then he also came on later on when things got tough. Gabriel Martinelli also came off from the bench. But while people are blaming the slightly changed starting 11 for the Arsenal draw, isn't the point of having a big squad, at a squad depth supposed to be that in certain games you can rest your starters and play a game and then also be able to get the results, right? Isn't that the point?
I think you made mention. Yeah, I think you made mention of Arsenal dropping key players like Bukayo Saka. Mm-hmm. This season goes behind our Shani assistant.
He's a key player.
Key player.
He's a starter. He's a starter. He's a starter or he's not a starter?
He's a starter.
Okay.
But this season, he's not a key player for this particular team. He has been poor this season. Comparing his numbers to what we know Saka has done, he has struggled this season. That remains the fact.
Okay.
But looking at this setup can beat him.
What about Odegaard?
Odegaard only me pana semaka. Benya bobe dandan ho san said obo ampi obo sansan kroma.
And what about Martinelli?
Oh, come on. Charlie Bosu, see, let me tell you something. This Arsenal setup against Brentford is not a bad setup. This setup can win you games. We are talking about squad depth. As it stands, I see only two teams having a better squad depth than most of the PL teams. That is Arsenal and Chelsea. These two teams have good squad depth. And coming into this game,
I mean, there wasn't a Saliba at the defense. Saliba is a key player. That one you can't deny.
Saliba
was not at the defense for Arsenal. Okay.
But regardless, whether Saliba has been a key player, Mosquera has never lost a game anytime he starts for Arsenal.
Okay.
The worst performance from Mosquera will be a draw game for Arsenal anytime he is called upon to handle that particular task. Okay. So you see, they have players for each spot in this particular Arsenal team. Okay. It is just about the mentality. Have they built that strong mental fortitude to tell themselves that we have to go to the extent and win? And we are going toe-to-toe against a manager who is called Pep Guardiola. Okay. He had to psych his voice up and be like, look, the form that Liverpool is, even after gaining 97 points, still couldn't win the league. Okay. That should tell you the level of pressure Guardiola has endured over the years against Liverpool. Okay. And now you've had the opportunity to extend your point margin because as it stands, City too has not been consistent in some of the games until they brought in Semenyo and Gueye to beef up one or two things. Okay. Arsenal is going to suffer. This has just started. And you see, the game they played against Brentford, in terms of shot accuracies, in terms of shot inside box, on target and everything, Brentford beats them in all of those sectors. Okay. This was a game that Arsenal
I can concur, because I watched it again. I don't know if you guys remember. I watched that game, And bro, it feels like, I mean, Arsenal created chances. I'm not gonna lie, Arsenal had quite some decent chances, but when I look back at the game, the chances that stand out in my mind was one, an Igor Thiago header. That header was such a goal scoring opportunity for them. And I tell you, Raya was superb for them, because the save he made when Igor Thiago had that ball, otherwise it would have been a goal. I just remember a few other chances for Arsenal, but yeah, I'm not doubting. If that's the stats, is that what the stats say?
Yeah, that's what the stats say. Expected goals 1.5, Brentford 0.64, Arsenal. Okay. XG on target 1.87 for Brentford, 0.95 for Arsenal. Total shots, Brentford had 12, Arsenal had 7. Shot on target, Brentford 3, Arsenal 2. Even off target, Brentford 4, Arsenal 2. Blocked shots, Brentford 5, Arsenal 3. Shot inside the box, Brentford 9, Arsenal 6. Outside box, Brentford 3, Arsenal 1. So tell me, see, they have not. I think what Arsenal should be focusing is recruiting a team of about 5-member team of psychologists to come and safeguard what is left.
You think it's a mentality problem?
It's a mentality problem.
Okay.
These young chaps all day.
I mean, surely they have a psychological team. I mean, I know they have a team psychologist. When you see the Arsenal documentary that aired on Netflix, I watched that documentary. They have a team psychologist. Every top European side do, you know, in today's football.
Pep Guardiola, mental state of mind, cry about 10 psychologists. Serious. Have you seen? Did you even see that video that was going viral when Ruben Dias was psyching the team up in the dressing room when they knew that Liverpool was?
So is it the team? Is it the playing body that their mentality?
The players, these players, when the Kukutu Nyonkufu, the only talisman who can be a very great leader in this particular setup.
So you think they lack leaders?
Yes, it's Declan Rice.
Okay.
Declan Rice is the only leader I see in this team. Okay. And I don't know, for one or two reasons too. You don't see him charging up because probably he has not been given a team captain. But team captain is on Sonia Boy.
Odegaard. He didn't even start that one.
You see, and see BB Bessie, Mano, BB Bessie.
So Gabriel Migueles was the captain for Arsenal on the day he started. Yeah.
You see, Gabriel.
He's not a leader.
You see, Gabriel. He's one of the reasons I don't want Arsenal to win the league.
Why?
Gabriel and Lewis Kelly.
Why?
Those two guys. On. See, just relax. Agree form. When the last game, the 38th match is played, you will see Manchester City winning the league. Okay. Arsenal will bottle it.
You think it will happen?
AKA
you jumped the gun for me. I've not asked that question yet, but I hear you.
So looking at what Arsenal has done over midweek. And they are going to play Wigan Athletic. After that, they will go and play Wolves and the likes. If I should compare their their next 5 matches, Arsenal has a very difficult way to go.
Okay, Mike, I'll come back to you. Let me go to Kelvin. Kelvin, your thoughts on this 1-1 draw Arsenal pulled off? Yeah.
All right. So first of all, I'll say, according to Piers Morgan.
Okay.
This Arsenal team is the greatest.
And Piers Morgan is a journalist Arsenal in the UK, right?
Yeah.
He's an Arsenal fan too. Yeah. So yeah, for you listening who do not know who Piers Morgan is.
According to him, this Arsenal team is the greatest team assembled in football ever. Right. Not in England, not in Europe. According to him, ever.
Okay.
According to him, when a player is not playing, they have according to him, world-class player to replace that player.
Okay.
And according to him, when a player does not play and they bring in another player, the differences are not felt because they are all great players.
Okay.
Even their bench is a great team.
But do you agree? That's what Piers Morgan says.
That's what Piers, and me, I don't disagree or agree. That's according to him. So that's what I'm going to use.
Okay.
Again, so if according to most, I assume that's what most Arsenal fans, also think. If that's that's their mentality, I don't think they should make an excuse that maybe Saka wasn't playing. Even Arsenal fans, some Arsenal fans want Madueke to even start ahead of Saka, even when he's fit, because according to him, Madueke this season has been a better player than him. And personally, I think the 1-1 draw flattered Arsenal. Why do I say this? When you look at the stats of the game, Brentford should have won that game. everything from XG, from shots, from everything that is
so XG is expected goals metric. Okay.
Everything goes to Brentford.
Okay.
And first of all, secondly, I would like to also, give something. How should I say? I like to commend Brentford. Brentford is the only team in the world that actually gives chances to unknown managers and make them feel so big that they think that they are bigger than them. So they want bigger text. The likes of Bruce, the likes of Dean Henderson, the likes of even the recently sacked coach from Tottenham, Thomas Frank. They always appoint someone that we don't know, an assistant, a backroom staff, give him the tools to function. And once he gets to the level, he thinks that he deserves a better team. And
then but is that a shot to the current manager or the previous manager who has been sacked? Because that's true. They give opportunities to, because their current manager now, apparently he was their set piece coach.
Exactly.
And you could tell because the set pieces that they had in that game against Arsenal were quite dangerous.
Exactly.
I mean, they scored from one.
So I think Arsenal is a great team, but I think that day the results flattered them. And I know you are going to ask maybe in the next one, Arsenal going to that's actually my next question. Are we seeing Arsenal bottle? Because producer, if you can bring the EPL table to me, so we can for on the screen for our streamers to see, and we would also take a look at that. But if you look at the points gap now, it's just a 4 points gap between Arsenal in first place and Manchester City in second place, and there are at least 10 more games to go. Yeah. At least, that is at least. I'm sure it's not actually 10. It's probably a little bit more than 10 games. But yeah, with just 4 points gap between the two teams, are we going to see an Arsenal bottling again? Personally, I think they will bottle it. Why do I say this? Arsenal's, games that are coming, they have, Tudor, the new coach of Tottenham, who is a very pragmatic, coach, who is a very tactical coach, will try to win his first game and sometimes what you call a manager's bounce on his first game against Arsenal. After that, they will be facing Man City in the EFL Cup, then Bournemouth, then Man City again, then Newcastle. Then they'll face their last two games will be Burnley, then away at Crystal Palace.
So if for anything at all, the Man City game, that is in the EPL.
Yeah.
I mean, that's in the EFL. But they will play Man City
again in the EPL. They will play Chelsea again in the EPL.
Okay. So if for nothing at all, if that Man City game, should they lose to Man City, that is 1 point remaining. And then you talk about the other Chelsea Bournemouth, all these tricky games. Wow.
A draw can come. And, like I said, Arsenal, in terms of quality players, if one is 6, the next player behind is like 5. They are close in terms of quality. That's why maybe Piers Morgan said, okay, they had, a great team.
With regards to that, I also took the time to, so producer, please, the images I looked for, give me the EPL most expensive squad table, and then give me the English Premier League table. Okay, so when you look at the teams in the English Premier League this season, only Manchester City has a more expensive squad than Arsenal. Or look at the team value based on how much each player in the team costs or their market value. Arsenal are the second most valuable team in the English Premier League right now. So the English Premier League table, and then also the squad value or most expensive teams in the English Premier League. There's a table much arranged in ascending or descending order there. That is what I want. Okay. But yeah, Calvin, go on and make it point.
So like I said, it's going to be tough. Arsenal needs, personally, I think, when they got all these players, they should have.
Yeah, that is the English Premier League most valuable teams table in the English. So Man City are first, the most valuable, valued at 1.29 billion. That is the squad value. Okay, so they are looking about for maybe the 23 or 24 players in the Manchester City team. Their current market values When you add all of that together, you get 1.29 billion. So that tells you the value of the squad. That is Manchester City. Now, the next team after Manchester City is Arsenal. Their squad is valued at 1.27 billion.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, that speaks to, you know, the quality of the team they have. Right?
Yeah.
Because how much your players are valued will depend very much on their ability, on their performance. Right? So that tells you that this Arsenal team has what they've been complaining about in the previous years with the squad depth. They didn't sign players. Because for crying out loud, when you look at the signings, Arsenal made a lot of signings this season. Noni Madueke, Zubimendi, Mosquera, Hensipe, Victor Gyökeres. All these players, that's about 5 I mentioned. Yeah. So they can't really complain about squad and depth and all of that anymore, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I'm going to switch and, you know, point fingers at the manager. Personally, I think Arteta has reached, especially if he doesn't win this particular, I think he has reached his limit. You know, everybody has their limit. I think that's the best he can do. Build a team, let the team be competitive enough like the Pochettinos did. Then maybe a winner can come in with the right mentality and psyche. The same players, but we can make examples of Lampard. When Lampard came in, when Chelsea were embargoed, when the transfer, he brought in the likes of Tammy Abraham, Chalobah, the likes of these young man, Mason Mount.
Yeah.
He formed a team, but according to him, that team was not ready to compete and win. He was sacked. And a manager like Tuchel came in. Once he came in, the same players, he was able to win. That he was able to use the new formation, psych them to go and win the Champions League. Right. The same players. You get it? So I think Arteta, if he doesn't win the title, he has done what he can do. He should leave so that a manager who can actually, a proven manager who can actually win a title, can come in the same players, then I believe that they can go on. Because personally, I think that in December, if someone like Ancelotti, someone like Mourinho gapped the table like this, I doubt we'll be having this conversation.
Right.
You get it? I doubt we'll be having this conversation. So if Arsenal does not win this particular APL, I think he should be sacked.
Okay, Michael. So from that statement, Kelvin is saying Arteta is not a winner. Do you agree?
Of course, yes.
He's not a winner.
You see, me say the ever be seen one. You not be surprised.
You also think Arsenal will bottle the league?
Oh,
they've already bottled it.
See, Mano, you see, Calvin brought it from a very bigger spectrum and now it down. For me, I won't go that big at it. Even their next 5 matches, they are going away to Wolves, okay, against a struggling team. For them, they are down. So we expect Arsenal to come up with their A game and win something.
Okay.
Against a team, a manager bounce, Tudor coming to take the Premier of Affairs for Tottenham Hotspurs. You are going to expect an L or a draw in that game for Arsenal. Yes, it's a derby too. After that, when you are done, another England rivalry match. You are going to Chelsea's home. You are playing home against Chelsea. Okay, and after that, you are going away against a team that has not been consistent this season, and they are now
two London derbies.
Two London derbies in back to back. We are also quite away against Brighton. We also quite away against a team that is fighting for relegation to come up against West Ham.
Right.
Look at the performance West Ham put against Manchester United. Nobody saw that coming.
Yeah.
As men can say, unless they go to the whole wide world and go and recruit the whole, we are seeing in psychologists have a Casa team now. Because see, it's not as it stands. I don't want to blame Arteta that much because Obeka do BKBR, but.
Who is to blame though?
Ask Kelvin.
Who can we blame?
Listen, ask Kelvin.
No, who can we blame? If we can't blame Arteta,
this is a team.
Who can we blame?
This is a team that needs to be built to win trophies. Maybe probably in the next 2 seasons or next season.
You don't think they are ready?
No, they are
with their 1.2 billion, 1.2 billion squad.
6 years of building.
You don't think they are ready to win a title?
It took Liverpool 30 years.
Arsenal have been runners up in the league for 3 consecutive seasons. You don't think it's time for them to step up and make that final push?
Listen, how many years did it take? It took about club like 2-3 seasons before he won the league.
He was building.
That is relax. That is
Arsenal have signed
a manager. Listen, that is a manager who played in the Bundesliga. That is a manager who has a strong reputation. You can't put Klopp and Arteta on the same table.
So then it's Arteta then. So we are blaming Arteta.
Relax. One is responsible for building and winning. But as it stands, Arteta's CV That's not giving me room of someone who can win something.
So the manager is at fault. So we are blaming Arteta for not winning with this team.
I'm not blaming Arteta. I'm blaming.
Why not? You just said.
Relax.
You just said the manager was the difference between the Arsenal squad not being able to win and then the Liverpool squad that won. No, your words, your own words. When I'm having that conversation with, I want you to use your words and know that I will use your own words.
So let me complete my statement.
Okay.
I won't blame Arteta. I'll blame the entire management. Management has given him the place and everything. But listen, in your career, I won't say one who didn't know so. Mama is statement wherever I shout. You see, one who didn't know so.
Who's a one
and I feel like Arteta. Listen, relax.
Michael can be so confusing.
Relax. I think me blaming management, okay, is right because they know that Arteta appointing Arteta and then mixing me down procrastination. Yeah, we'll win league, and it's not happening. 6 seasons. I think the management should take a bold decision and bring in a winning mentality manager, someone who is known for winning trophies, major trophies.
So
other than that, the best thing that Arsenal will be able to win is EFL Cup or FA Cup.
So if I get you right, you're saying that the fact that Arteta is still the manager of Arsenal.
And then
okay. So that is where you are coming from. That the fact that he's still the manager,
he didn't employ himself.
That is a shortfall of the management. That is a decision that the management made.
Yes.
And so they should be blamed. So you are talking about the Stan Kroenke, the owners of Arsenal, and the
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So Mama will be BAV. What I say. And I won't family you. Say my who didn't mean say so. 6 seasons. 6 seasons.
And on the board, the right person at least to blame if they not the right person to at least blame if they not win is the manager. Like most fans we do, we can't bypass the manager who actually has been given the tools to work and go and blame the owners who has given the worker to work. Yes, I get you can blame the management for keeping him there, but right now if they don't win, the next best person that we can blame as fans is they gave you the tools, you did not perform. So Arteta, you are not right.
And Michael himself admitted that Arteta is not good enough.
Listen, I want to ask Kelvin a simple question. Okay. Does he still wish that Amorim should have been given time at Manchester United since we are all focusing on rebuilding and building? No. So the answer is no. Look at what Michael Carrick has done in his past 5 games for Manchester United. Okay. Has he signed players? No. It is the same crop of players that he's using. That is the point. Obinya there, 1 man is 6 years, 6 seasons. Pamono, he can't sack himself. Also, no so Bejiska. He Obi oni shame be akase. It's not ho. Now management in yes you so be Pamono. Onye den.
Okay, so guys, our time for this particular discussion is that.
So Arsenal is bottoming the league.
So we've just discussed Arsenal, and Kelvin is of the opinion that the Arsenal team are not ready to win this league. They will bottle it. Michael seems to agree. When we look at the root cause, who is to blame? Yeah, that's where the difference in opinions comes. But both of my pundits agree that Arsenal will bottle the league, but they just don't agree on who is to blame. Kelvin thinks the manager is to be blamed, and Michael thinks the management, that is the top hierarchy of the Arsenal team, is to blame. Personally, look, I like Arsenal and I like Mikel Arteta because I feel like when you look at where Mikel Arteta took over this team and where he's gotten them to currently, he's done an incredible job. He's done one amazing job with this team. From where they were under where Unai Emery left them to where he took them over, and then what he's done to them for them to be able to even finish second for 3 seasons is not a mean feat. They've not been able to do that. They were not doing that before.
Is that a trophy?
No, listen to me. They were not doing that before. That is progress. I'm looking at the long-term progress that they made. It is progress. If you were placing 5th seed for I don't know how many seasons, and then now you are placing second for 3 consecutive seasons, that is significant progress.
Would you tolerate that at Real Madrid?
Listen, I'm not saying it's enough.
Listen second for 6 seasons.
Michael,
would Florentino Perez tolerate that at Real Madrid?
Listen to me. I'm not saying it's enough. And obviously, as a Madrid fan, my level in Arsenal is not the same. All due respect to Arsenal. No, all due respect to Arsenal, yeah? But the kind of aims and goals we have as a Madrid club It's not what clearly Arsenal don't have that, because otherwise I thought that would have been long gone.
Yes,
that's the point.
Winning mentality.
So, but look, personally, I have to be able to say that Arteta, from when he took over that team under Unai Emery to where he's brought them now, you can't deny there's been progress, but it's not enough. Honestly, it can't be enough, because you've been second for 3 consecutive seasons. And for all those seasons, you go on top of the EPL table, lead for many months in the league, and then right at the end, you give up the lead, and then you watch Manchester City or Liverpool come win it. And he's doing it again this season. Points gap was 6, now it's 4, and there are about 10 games to go. You've bought the players. You've been giving money to beef up your squad, because in the past, you could complain about you not having the right squad, the squad depth, you lacking numbers in your team, in your players. This season, that's not the case. You have the money. You've been given the money to buy the team, and you've bought it. Bought Victor Gyökeres, bought Zubimendi, bought Noni Madueke. You've bought a whole lot of players, Mosquera, Hensipe. All these players have come in to make your squad bigger, so you can rest players when the schedule of the season is tough, and you're playing in the Champions League, and you're playing in the FA Cup, you're playing the EFL Cup and all of that. You can have numbers, and you have injuries and all of that. That is why they give you that money to buy all these players, and you have that. So now it's not an excuse anymore, Mikel. If you don't win, honestly, I don't see how we can blame anyone else. I don't see how it's not your fault, Mikel Arteta. Even though you've done great with the team, I don't see how we can blame anyone else. So, yeah, that is probably where we wrap up this discussion. Guys, that was good. No?
My final comment on the Arsenal issue.
Okay.
If Unai Emery had this particular team, we wouldn't even be sitting and having this conversation. Arsenal really did bad.
Unai Emery was in charge. And
listen,
he could not. No, Michael.
No.
Let's not. No.
Relax.
Did he get the squad? Unai Emery was there. He was at Arsenal over a period, and we saw what he did. Mm-hmm. Honestly, while it wasn't the most shambolic of performances, it was nothing like what Mikel Arteta has done. It wasn't. You can argue the nuances in maybe he didn't have the same squad, but honestly, I feel like you understand. I feel like if you can't convince, as a manager, you should be able to convince your owners to buy players for you. If you can't do that, it's your fault.
No. Listen, I am not going to sit here and see you guys throw Unai Emery under the bus like that.
He was in charge. We are not throwing him under the bus.
No.
Was he in charge at Arsenal?
That's why I'm saying that. You see, that's what I'm saying. This whole Arsenal thing is a management issue. And I still repeat, if Unai Emery had gotten this kind of player, we had to win Europa League.
Unai Emery was in charge at Arsenal.
Tell me.
Unai Emery was at Arsenal.
And look at what it's even doing at Aston Villa.
Listen to me.
It is a management issue.
Unai Emery was at Paris Saint-Germain. Unai Emery.
It's a management issue.
It wasn't.
Unai Emery was at Sevilla.
Unai Emery was
won Europa League for 3 consecutive times.
Unai Emery had
nobody has ever done that in the Europa League history.
Let us establish that. Had Neymar.
Let us establish
what have you said,
that.
So, come on. No. Let's not go
there. Next on the bill.
Okay, so yes, the Michael Carrick United thing is also EPO. So let's just add that one before we take our next musical break, because the time is far gone. So guys, United, and Kelvin, you are a United fan, so you probably want to start this one for me. For the first time under Mikel Arteta since he took over, Manchester United dropped points. It was a 1-1 draw against West Ham midweek. And I guess the question, and Prince, who was in the studio last week, he texted me after that game ended, and I told you about it. He said, for the first time, because last week we discussed Michael Carrick and whether or not he's the man to take Manchester United to the next destination, right? Yeah. So immediately after that game ended 1-1, Prince texted me and was like, I told you that Michael Carrick and the success he's had so far was just new manager, bounce. It was just psychological. And I told you that when the going gets tough and Manchester United start playing a lot of games, we will start seeing his true colors. And according to him, it was the first time you guys played 2 games in a week, and that's why you lost. He said Michael Carrick had time to prepare the team and all that. That was his argument. I do think that's the point. Is that what happened in West Ham? Is it because you guys didn't rest your team enough and all of that? Is that what it is?
Personally, I think Michael Carrick, first of all, I think he's human. The best coaches, drop points. The best coaches in the world lose. And he's a good coach. That one, I'll give it to him. What's the performance that he gave Manchester United, or he has been able to, give Manchester United going great. But here again, the teams that we faced, all of them wanted to attack us. And that's the thing with Carrick, that I think even Manchester United as a whole, we are agree. But then again, because we faced Man City, who would open up, we scored them. Because we were able to win. Even Fulham, like Marco Silva, would try to play, aggressive football. Open up, will try to also score. But then again, we faced a typical Nuno Santos team that didn't want to play the football. It was very hard for us to break them down. Selecting the players. There's again, a top manager will know that, okay, once I'm playing transitional football, it is okay for me to have a player like Mbeumo leading the line because we have the pace, we can hit them. But once you have the mentality that we are having to face an 18th team, West Ham,
a deep block team, a team that will sit deep and not move from there.
Who would rest defense when you come into their half? You need a tall player, you need a striker, a target man.
Okay, so you think he got his lineup wrong on the day?
Exactly.
Okay.
Who be the focal point of attack? If we cannot penetrate you with the passes, we can actually, cross a ball for a tall player, a lanky player like him to maybe score a header. And the second half, when
Mike, let me interrupt you a bit. Speaking about the lineup, producer. So we have a lineup for the game, West Ham versus Manchester United. Let's project that for our streamers, and then also for my panelists to be able to use for their arguments. So yeah, you are saying that the decision to start Mbeumo as the number 9 in that game went against Manchester United. Because your logic is that Mbeumo is a pacey player. He's a fast player. You want him in games where you are playing on the counter attack, where you are hitting the team on the transition. But in games where you have a lot of the ball, where you have to break down a team that is sitting deep, you don't really need the winger playing as the number 9. Okay.
And the reason why, we have managers that, let's take, for instance, the PSG team that has a player like, Ousmane Dembele playing as the false 9. With this, once you play as a false 9, your wingers have to hug the touchline to stretch play. Once you stretch play, the defense of the team will try to, mark their opponents. So there will be spaces,
opening up spaces, right,
in between. But here the case, we were playing a false 9 and we were also playing
narrow.
You get it. It was compact. So the ball wasn't going, we could not break them down. And when you cross, the likes of Mavropanos in 6 months was defending their box like their life depended on it. So I think tactically he got it wrong. But there's again as a coach, you learn. And I believe, he will learn from it. Going forward, once they know that we are coming to face a team that will sit deep, let's play this kind of profile as our number 9. When we come to face a team that will attack us, let's play this kind of profile. So I think tactically he got it wrong. But I cannot sit here and say, he's a bad coach. He's a good coach. But every coach, has some mistakes, and at that time he made a mistake. Okay,
so finally the lineup for the game has been projected. So as you can see, the West Ham team played a 4-2-3-1, and then they had Castellanos as the lone striker, and then Somerville and then Bowen were the wingers in the Souček was the 10, and Fernandes and then Potts were the double pivots, and the back four of David Disasi, Mavropanos, and then Wan-Bissaka, and then their goalkeeper. And then when we look at Manchester United, they had, but Kelvin, according to this lineup, Cunha was the 9. Is that false or that's?
I think it's false. It was
Mbeumo.
Mbeumo who was actually there.
Okay, so Cunha could sometimes come in at the.
Mbeumo
there. All right. But it looked like it was a 4-2-3-1 formation. Was the formation right?
Yeah, it was a 4-2-3-1 formation.
And then one of Cunha or Mbeumo will sometimes fill in at the number 9 or at the wings.
Exactly. So when we get the ball at the third half or the final half of the opposition, there was no one to be a target for maybe Amad Diallo to maybe cross a ball, or even Mbeumo to even cross a ball, because they were fluid. Mind you, Potts there is naturally a defender. Okay, Wan-Bissaka, for me, one of the best 1v1 defenders in the world. So once they get the ball, Souček, also a big lad, they were compact. So the only way, if we were going to play as a false nine, we had to stretch them so that there would be defense. But Carrick did not have that, in his playbook. So whenever we got the ball, in the middle of the ball, because they had Port, Fernandes, Souček, and also Disasi there, they were compact. So we were forced to play the ball sideways. Once it goes sideways, we cannot even cross the ball because there's no one.
Right, there's no target man in the middle of the.
Exactly. So second half, when changes were made and Sesko came in, at least Mbeumo was moved to the right wing. He made a cross and Souček. And
then the number 9, the target man, buried it. By then, Manchester United were down by 1 goal.
Exactly.
Right.
So
Beautiful
I think
analysis.
he would learn. He would learn once going forward. Once you meet teams like West Ham that would want to defend, you bring in a number 9 to be a focal point. Even if you play as a false 9, you take inspiration from the likes of Pep Guardiola or from the likes of Luis Enrique. Stretch the players by making your wingers hug the touchline so that at least there will be spaces in between. But you can't play a 4-2-3-1 narrow. No cross, no target man. To win the
Okay, so again, we agree it wasn't the shadow that the fact that you guys played two league games within the week. That is not what happened. That's not why the team
I think
drew.
even if they give us 30 years to prepare, and this was the same lineup he was coming with, we were going to still not win this game.
Okay. So yeah, we have a text message. So yeah, if I have not mentioned that, you can send us your thoughts on 0544-321-019, 0544-321-019. This one is from Richard. He says, tuned in and I am enjoying the show. I am tuned in and I am enjoying the show. So that one is from Richard. Thank you very much, Richard, for tuning in. And then also on our Facebook live stream on Z101.9 FM on Facebook, and then on YouTube, you can leave your comments under the stream and I will be able to read it for you. Let us know your thoughts on the discussions we are having. This is Z101.9 FM and this is the Weekend Sports Rally with me, Emmanuel Kwame Donko. So we've just discussed Manchester United, and I've heard the thoughts of Kelvin, who is a Manchester United fan. The Manchester United game against West Ham, where Michael Carrick dropped points for the very first time as interim manager of the side. So, Michael, let me hear your thoughts on that one.
I love Kelvin's passion anytime he talks about Manchester United. It's as if he has the solution to his lineup wrong.
Okay.
Looking at that game, anytime you see probably Amad Diallo gets the ball, he really wants to take on a player and see if he can deliver a cross into the box, and Mbeumo is nowhere to be found. As well as Cunha. He made a technical, mind-busting goal.
Yeah, that goal,
the angle and everything to take that risk
proper strike
at that particular time of the game was superb from Benjamin Sesko. He did very, very, very well. And I don't think it is scheduled even on that particular issue. He got the formation too wrong. If you are playing against a low block team, honestly, you need to get a target man. Because at the end of the day, you have good wingers who can also take on players. Because you have the likes of Mbeumo, you have the likes of Amad. These are technically gifted wingers who can cut in the cross and make some crosses. Sesko is also good in the air. He's also good at his feet and bagging the goals. So then the setup and everything was wrong. But if he has learned his lessons from that game, and against Everton shouldn't be something that they should worry about, because this is me say they
will pack the bus.
Me say
they will pack the bus. So I guess we'll see if Michael Carrick has learned his lessons, right?
Yes. So we'll see if Carrick has learned his lessons from that episode against West Ham United, because Enyabeta is out scoring at least a goal in every match. If you check the Everton's last 5 games, scoring at least a goal in every match. If you check the Everton's last 5 games, they've been able to score. They've been able to score at least a goal in every game.
Right.
So imagine at least a goal in every game.
Right.
So imagine you being wasteful up front, and Everton takes the lead against you. No makoda.
Okay.
So yeah, Michael Carrick.
Okay, guys. So we've done with the Arsenal discussion. Arsenal drop points against Brentford United, and also Manchester United. Today is National Chocolate Day. Okay, it's National Chocolate Day. We are celebrating, not the other one. Okay, so I didn't say anything else. I didn't say anything about that one. So we'll take a quick musical break. When we come back, we'll continue. And when we come back, we'll probably preview the European games. We'll preview Euro games and maybe talk about a little Barcelona. Yeah. don't get it confused. So this is still the weekend sports rally. But they said that what I know, I was a sports and did 2 different levels. Yeah, that is why I'm giving you this cruise control kind of vibe. You feel me? Yeah, but this is still the weekend sports rally. It's a rainy day. Okay, it's a Saturday. It's a weekend. Why not? Is what I'm saying. Why not? Why not some Kojo entry and Flamingo? Why not? Why not? Okay, but yeah, that's just that. That was just to give you some time to collect yourself, take a break, go get some drink, go to the washroom, relax, and then come back. So we do the sports. Okay, so let's get back at it. Let's get back to business. And next on our agenda is Barcelona. And you know, I'm a Real Madrid fan. Okay, and I've made no secret of that. Like I've not tried to hide that fact. I'm a Real Madrid fan, and so. A lot of the times, I feel like when I'm talking about Barca, people think I might be biased. So I'm not even going to comment on anything. I'm just going to let my partners in the studio do the talking. So Barca lost their first leg of the Copa del Rey game against Atletico de Madrid by 4-0. And all 4 goals came in the first half. And when you look at the manner in which all 4 goals happened, it looked like that Barcelona high line was just, it was just calling for Atletico Madrid to just, oh God. All 4 goals came from the right-hand side of the Atletico Madrid attack, where Gianluigi Simeone's son, was playing as the right winger, and his pace, he would hit the ball quick, and they would put the true ball to him. He'll go in there and then do a cutback cross, and then bam, either Griezmann is hitting the ball in the back of the net, or Ademola Lookman is playing the ball in the back of the net. But that is how it always happened. So, guys, I guess my question is, this Hansi Flick high line, yeah? This high line, and look, it's been successful. We are not going to sit here and say it's not been successful. He's won the La Liga. He won the La Liga in his first season. Won the Spanish Cup in his first season, and all of that. Yeah. But in Europe, he lost in Europe in his first season. Inter Milan showed him shaking. This second season, can we talk about this Barca high line? And let's look at the fact that if Hansi Flick does not start alternating his formation and his system of play against Europeans' big side, would he be able to win the Champions League? That is my question.
The team is going trophyless this season. Can I go to the Champions League? The team is going trophyless.
They are still on top of the La Liga, please. As a Real Madrid fan, let me just admit.
It's just a point.
They are also in the Spanish, the Copa del Rey.
It's just a point.
They have a second leg to play. Apparently, they will do a comeback. They will do remontada at the Camp Nou.
14th February 2026. Barcelona is going trophyless. Michael Ebubonsra.
Said it here first.
You heard it here first on Z101.9 FM.
Okay.
Serious.
Okay.
People, they learn. Managers are learning. Footballers are learning. I just say one person who be successful also won't see it. Why about Kwafa? Okay, see the Ben Abraham Kwame there be and
okay.
You see, Hans Flick is to be blamed for this thing. And I learned a Dabasa company.
I see.
And before they will recover, Real Madrid, I also pray that I'm a prophecy album. I say, no one to me overtake you because they didn't work no doors too much. Hey, it was as if like you say Ubianco Siesta, no Bianco da when Barca lost 4-0 against Atletico Madrid. And kudos to Simone, he did fantastic. Of course, if you are being paid this much as a manager, you should be.
And coming into this game, he had lost. He had not won the previous 4 games against Barca.
Yes,
he had either lost or drew.
This game was a personal game. Can't see how he was celebrating on the touchline. This was a personal game.
Yeah,
we all thought second half they were going to bottle his course on
yeah, against Barca especially.
When the second half they came, they were like share a haneha. It was so lovely.
But they didn't score a goal in the second half. All the goals came in the first half.
Yeah, actually we are in the game.
Sir.
Okay. The second leg.
They said they will do a comeback.
Do you know what is Milwaukee? That's what is going to happen there.
Okay. Quickly, let me go to Kelvin now. Kelvin, your thoughts on this game?
Personally,
and if Hansi Flick can win in Europe with his high line?
To answer the question, can he win Europe with a high line? If it's with only the tactics alone, then yes, he has won it with Bayern playing a high line. We complained, that against Barcelona, playing a high line against Barcelona, you will lose. But Bayern showed that regardless of the high line, they have a particular player in Alphonso Davies whose pace and recovery that season saved them, and they were able to win the Champions League using the same tactics, high line.
Okay.
So if it's pertaining the tactics alone, then they can do it.
Okay.
But this is Barcelona, a different team holder. That's why I think intelligence comes in. My brother made a comment where saying most of the managers at these top clubs in these European leagues learn. You know, you have done one, it has worked for you. You have to even tweak it. If it's with you are facing smaller teams, then maybe a high line, because the more you attack, the more you can win.
Okay.
But in Europe, these are top teams, top coaches who know that you don't have the recovery pace in your defense to be playing a high line. You don't also have a pressing machine like the likes of Perisic, who was giving you that at Bayern. At Barcelona, you have someone like Rafinha, but when Rafinha does not play, the high line or the press completely breaks down. So as a manager who is, lack of better words, sensible, you know that the person who triggers your press is not playing. So you play a mid block rather than a high line. But once you have this mentality that high press, regardless of the players who are playing or the teams that are playing, you are going to play that way, then you are going to suffer.
Okay.
So I think if Barcelona does not change their way of playing, they are never going to win anything in Europe. Okay. And there again, that's what sometimes I say, Barcelona fans, most of them are ungrateful. Okay. When you lost the game against Atletico Madrid, that's when people were making comments. Hey, Rafinha was Hanka. If Rafinha was here, if it was Ballon d'Or, you are talking about Lamine Yamal. But today that you are losing, you remember that you have a player called Rafinha. So I think Barcelona, they should sit up. I like Hansi Flick a lot. He should change his tactics if he wants to win something in Europe. Thank you. Okay, so the fact that he's not flexible is what we are talking about, right? So he has to be flexible depending on the opponent is playing and the materials he has on the pitch. Okay. All right. So that was just Amorim the second. 3-4-3 by all means, regardless of the players. Okay. So I'm a Madrid fan. I didn't comment and I won't. I just the watch. I'm waiting for the second leg for Barca to do a remontada. Then I'll comment. Okay. So away from that, quickly, guys, our time is almost up. So let's do European games. Let's preview the big European games happening this weekend. And I think when I look at the list, we have Real Madrid versus Real Sociedad. Now, this game is important because, look, ever since Real Sociedad changed managers, and they did change manager from Imanol when they sacked him and they brought in a new manager, they've not lost a game. And they've played Barca, they played Atletico Madrid. They beat Barcelona, actually, at their home, the La Real Stadium in the league. So, ever since Real Sociedad changed managers, they've not lost a game. They've also played Atletico de Madrid. They've not lost a game. Now, they're coming to the Santiago Bernabeu to face Alvaro Arbeloa's Real Madrid. Let's preview that game. How do you think that game is going to pan out?
It's going to be a very tough match. Like you're saying, they are unbeaten in about like 9 matches in the league. Real Sociedad. You know, unfortunately, you know, some of their key players like the Kubos might not, you know, be available. Okay. But they're a team that are coming with confidence, a lot of confidence. They believe that, you know, they can, you know, do something against Real Madrid because if you look at their head-to-head, their past head-to-head, although Real Madrid have dominated them, anytime that they win a match, it's always a close game in terms of the goal scoring. So I think it's going to be a tough match, but knowing Real Madrid, knowing now that it has been confirmed that the likes of Mbappe might play this game or will play this game, who has consistently scored in each of his last 6 games, seeing that there's only once they win, they can go top of the league, then I believe this is going to be a close game. I'm saying a 2-0. I'm saying a 2-0 win for Real Madrid.
Okay. So you, Michael, you will do another game for me.
Inter Milan trying to make a statement by beating Juventus because almost out of Muswache. So it's hard time they break that curse and see how best they can win in this particular match and extend their lead on the league table. So it's going to be a fantastic game today. Okay. That is what I'm hoping
for. Who's winning it?
I'm saying Inter is going to win this game.
Okay. Now, guys, quickly, Liverpool versus Brighton. Who is winning it?
In the FA Cup, Liverpool, Brighton. I won't talk about it.
The Liverpool fans say won't talk.
It's going to be a fantastic match. And I believe Slot, although he was in the trenches, but the past games, he has at least
tell me our time. So who's winning it?
I am Liverpool winning by win and over 3.5, 4-1 correct score.
Okay. So, guys, your final shout-outs so we can sign out. Yeah, if anyone wants to
yeah. So big ups to my people in Pokwase, Pok City.
Okay.
Big ups to my parents. Big ups to my church, Graceland Congregation Presby.
Okay.
Yeah, big ups to everybody who has supported the dream since day one.
Okay.
Shout out.
Okay, so big ups to my dad who is in Germany, who usually tunes in to watch Poppy Chalewase.
Nice.
My mommy, my twin brother, my junior brother Mengel, and my little sister Gloria. I love you guys.
Okay, thank you guys for doing this with me again, Michael and then Kelvin. This is how we wrap up today's Weekend Sports Rally on Z11.9 FM. My name has been and will be and will always be Emmanuel Kwame Donko. We will come your way next week Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. I hope you enjoy the rest of your National Chocolate Day. Eat a lot of chocolate. And then for the other one, be careful. Okay, so I will see you next week.